seats, so it's
Again, a great look at what was a fantastic opening of the newest member of the Texas Card House family. TCH Social in Austin is ready to rock and roll, and so are we tonight. Hello, everybody. I am Wes Tucker. I'm going to be keeping you company throughout tonight's action, and we got a good one on the horizon. It's 2-5 No Limit, your Thursday night favorite from Houston, featuring some of your favorite players and a couple of unfamiliar faces. We'll get some names to go with those faces momentarily, but let's check in on what is going on. It's like MF back. Got Peter in the 2 seat. DT going to be taking the 6 seat this evening, and it looks like MF with 8-5 student already up to the shenanigans. No, not up to the shenanigans that he was up to last week. Or if you missed last week's show, you missed a doozy, but we'll touch on that in just a quick second. As the flop comes, ace, deuce, tray, 1 club. Peter connecting with the tray of hearts on the board.
Sorry. It's a tax write-off. It's all good. Tax write-off here. Tax write-off.
seat 2 raise 80.
And he's going to raise here after DT continued the flop. Going to get the quick muck, and that is our first hand in the books. For those who missed last week's show, you missed an absolute doozy. There was a collection of 1-outers hit on the river. And 2 of them, or well, 1-outer and a 2-outer, 1 of them was for A-Town, but 2 of them went to the man in seat 4, MF. Again, absolutely terrorizing the Catman a week ago. And we'll see what he can do this week as we look at what each player's got as we kick our show off. Anonymous in seat 5 has the big stack, just under $4,000. And the small stack right now is Daniel in the 9 seed, who right before the cameras started rolling was the victim of a pretty big pot in which Anonymous accumulated this massive stack you see in front of him now. But Daniel in the 9 seat. And Juicy with ace-queen in the small blind. Gonna bump it up, make it 140 to go. Action back around now to Daniel with ace-9 offsuit on the button. Is going to go ahead and lay it down. So Juicy getting the job done with some pre-flop aggression. This is the first time we've seen Daniel on our 2-5 show. He's a regular on the 1-3 no limit games and the 1-2 no limit games in the main card room. Don't think we've even seen him on a 1-2 stream before today. So this is truly a stream debut for Daniel in seat 9. We wish him the very best of luck. Going up against some of the best in the area.
Oh, there it is, another player.
The nefarious Catman, before the show started today, did look at me and say, I guarantee I am going to run this small stack up. For those curious, the Catman usually buys in for about $5-6 grand. Today, bought in for just about $2,000, as a matter of fact, and we'll see if he can hold to his oath, so to speak. Daniel with Jack-8 suited from the cutoff, going nowhere, and we are heads up. Flop comes ace-9-9. In the Ace of diamonds brings a backdoor flush draw into play. And now, looky here. Just the straight draw remains for Daniel. Drawing to a mere 6%, drawing to 2 outs.
I don't know where you're just tracking people's balls.
And Aces full is going to take the pot down when the dust settles. We'll see if Daniel elects to take a stab at it again. Peter taking the road of least aggression. And now with Aces full, some thin value perhaps, a big $25 bet. And Daniel makes the call with a pair of eights. And that'll do it.
Possibility he might have aces.
Yeah,
I'm super deep.
Looks like we may have another player joining us.
I know, like,
Hopefully so. Looks like Hater would be joining us if that's the case.
I don't think he calls with I don't think ace king is
Yeah, big thank you to everybody spending their Thursday evening with us here at ACH Houston. Again, Wes Tucker keeping you company throughout what is going to be another electric night of 2-5 no limit.
I don't think I raised your ace king
And Hater will take the 7th seat right next to the Catman, who's pouring our brand new charcoal black zip-up. Of course, those are available for purchase here at the front desk of the Texas Card House Houston location. So come on through and get yours. This is the debut of one right now. The Catman, the first person to be seen wearing one, as a matter of fact. Fresh out the box, they got that new clothing smell, whatever you prefer to do. Sorry if that got weird, but seat open, asks A-Town Original. As of right now, yes. And I'll help everybody figure out how they can get on the list for future shows in just a brief moment. As Daniel gonna flat here in the hijack with Jack 9 suited. And Jack 8 and the good.
Yo, bro.
Whoa. Sir. Okay. It's a raise. 25.
He bumps it up to 25 with a ace-5 offsuit holding. And Daniel going to stick around. So he and Juicy heads up. Wow, couldn't have asked for a much better flop for Juicy. Unless he maybe wanted the 4th 5 or an ace in there, but he's miles ahead. Third spade, however, may discourage Daniel from doing anything, even calling a small bet. See how Juicy elects to play it here. He is going to try and get some money out of him before the turn. And that will take it down. So Juicy takes the pot down. I got a question in the chat now from Ed. The question is, are membership and fees universal for all clubs? The answer, Ed, yes. Every club charges the same thing for memberships. We do daily, monthly, and yearly memberships. However, not all clubs share time. So, for example, if you buy time at the Rio Grande Valley location, that time may not be good at another location. For sure, the clubs that have the timeshare is Dallas, Spring, Houston, and I believe PCH Social in Austin is also on board. So pretty much every location besides the Rio Grande Valley.
There was a player with the knit button.
You were there when we did like a table.
And it looks like we're going to have ourselves a first early round of the knit game. So for those unfamiliar with the knit game, it's very simple. The dealer gives all the players a knit button, and the only way to get rid of the button is to win a hand and show the hand. Object of the game is to get rid of the button, of course. The last player holding on to it will pay the knit tax, which in the TCH Houston streams, it is in the form of a splash pot. So you have a chance to win your money back should you find yourself in an unfortunate situation of losing the knit game. And Daniel with ace-10 offsuit in the low jack, going to open to 40.
Yes, you are. Wow, you let him walk.
And he's going to take it down. He's going to show it. He's the first to get rid of the knit button. There you go. After being the table punching bag for the first few hands of the show. He's the first player to relinquish his knit button.
Well, that's a premium. I just got elevated. I actually played knit. The ace 10 just gets elevated to like.
And for all those still looking for the best way to kickstart your weekend, we've got it. The Friday Mayhem Super every Friday at 6 p.m. here at TCH Houston. It's a $10,000 guaranteed tournament with a $25 buy-in, featuring, of course, unlimited $20 rebuys. With $3,500 guaranteed to first, this is the best way to start your weekend. Boy, back-to-back ace-10 for Daniel, but Anonymous wakes up with the Cowboys on the button. Daniel going to stick around with ace-10. See if MF does the same with his 7-5 offsuit. We saw the knit game affect this man in a insane fashion just a week ago. We'll see if it does so here. And the author of nearly felting the Catman with a one-outer.
Yes, it was definitely something.
And flopping top set is Anonymous. Daniel with ace high. Wisely going to check over. We'll see if Anonymous does fire. The answer, yes. 55 is the bet into 155. Pardon, 152. It needs to go perfect for just about everything. Daniel will find the fold button. MF not far behind, and top set will be tabled. Anonymous will throw the knit button back to the dealer. And two hands, two players already free of paying the knit tax. And going back to that Friday Mayhem Super, that 10K guaranteed tournament, it's still happening. The Royal Flush promotion during the Mayhem Super. All you got to do is flop a Royal Flush during the registration period. The first 8 levels, all you got to do is flop it. We can't make it any easier for you to collect all this money. Again, it's a good-sized prize pool, up over $2,000 now. So whoever can just flop a Royal Flush. So come on in and try your luck.
We're so used to yesterday.
C9 fold, C1 fold, C2 raise, 35.
130.
C5 raise, 130. C6 fold, C7 fold, C8.
Boy, right after Cowboys, Anonymous going to read that King Queen suited and take it down. Boy, he's taking charge of the table. For those who may not recognize Anonymous, he has played on the stream under a couple of different names over the course of his stream career here at Texas Card House. He has asked that I do not tell you what they are. He wants you to go back and find them yourself. So there's the challenge for you. You can tell me what other 2 names Anonymous has gone by on the stream. I will find some way to give you an award.
No, you're lying.
He's clean. Unload Jack.
Didn't you kick him out the other day? No, kicked someone out the other day. That was like German. What's he doing?
Gonna bump it up to 80 to go.
Yeah, because whenever he says something, you can hear 4 tables away.
No, it's just like, you get to the point that I have player.
A lot of nothing to go to war with for everybody. The suited gap are no good, and ace queen will be tabled, knit button thrown in. And it looks like with that, we're going to have our first dealer change of the evening. We'll say good night to Blue and welcome Mr. Mike into the box. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Get another look at what is truly a beautiful club. I got a chance to watch the final table of the 300K tournament that was put on as the inaugural multi-flight tournament at the new TCH Social Austin location. And it was a lot of fun. It's a beautiful studio. And I got a great time, of course, interacting with our friend the New York Knit, doing his thing with the Austin broadcast. Much love and respect, my friend.
He played last 2 weeks.
And looking forward to getting out there myself. It's going to be a lot of fun to do so.
Oh, the white?
Yeah.
So what are we doing?
Of course, I did put off going to the TCH Social in Las Colinas for a little while longer than I should have, I think. But again, if it's anything like the Las Colinas Social, it is going to be one of the best poker experiences ever. It is the great room out there. Yeah, I've seen nothing but glowing reviews and a lot of great pictures from all my friends up there. Big shout out to Fireman Scott if you're listening in tonight. Making me jealous that I wasn't able to go with you this time.
Are you okay with straw though? Just
fourfold.
So back to it here.
How you doing? Saved you the seat.
It looks like we will be filling our last seat. We'll have a full ring of 9 players. We'll get a name to go with that face in just a few moments.
You could just be a Phil Helmet, you know? Short teams. Short stack,
The Catman with Snowmen. And playing a very uncharacteristic stack as well. And bought in for under $2,000. Says he is going to run it up, and I really hope he does. I'd love to see a different sort of strategic side of the Catman, rather than just firing a gun into midair and hoping you hit something. He's gonna end up taking down this pot pre-flop with 8, so he's safe from paying the nit tax, at least for now.
Jimmy's playing a little different today, alright? This is the thing. I tried to be the lowest today.
He's trying to have the lowest VPIP. Oh my goodness. The day the Catman has the lowest VPIP at the table is the day I tap dance on the moon, everybody. Got all the metrics back and working so far. The first 11 hands, the aggression statistics, the RFI more specifically, showing just who is doing the pre-flop raising. But MF now, Queen Jack offsuit from under the gun. It's going to bump it up to 35. Anonymous, the best starting hand in poker. The mighty 7 deuce offsuit. DT ace queen, the Catman with ace jack. Just going to flat here. And maybe this is a new and changed Catman. Daniel with 5s, Juicy with 8s. This could be epic. I'm trying to see just where he's at here. And in the small blind, you've got a bunch of limpers. You got a medium-sized pocket pair.
You like that?
What's the size got to be here? The answer? About 300. Peter with a suited connector. Boy, this is my kind of hand, everybody.
Now this is not right.
Peter will lay down 10-9 suited. Really can't blame him there. Anonymous. Let's see how the best hand in poker decides to play this.
You guys aren't making me feel good.
And realistically, the only players I can see coming along for the ride are going to be DT and the Catman. Because even if action gets back to Daniel, you got 2 players that limped after getting raised. They limped twice. Don't really think Daniel can stick around. Not getting a great price to set mine with 5s. Interesting laydown from DT. The Catman moves all in. All in goes Daniel with 5s. Oh my goodness. Such announced on the table. And Juicy's going to hang around too. Away we go. We got a side pot. So Daniel in an interesting spot here. Can triple up if he can find himself a 5. Juicy ahead of the Catman. But we shall see. We have 5 cards to come. And the beauty and the horror of No Limit Hold'em was on full display a week ago. Let's see if the poker gods are going to bless us with another show this evening.
I'm about to go with a box.
You have a box? Damn. I don't even have a box.
2 board?
No, fucking rip it.
Up on the side.
Sounds like they want to rip it.
What you talking?
Alrighty, so 5 cards to come. Let's see what the poker gods have in store for us this evening. In only hand 11 of our show so far. They are going to go twice, it seems. The first flop's going to come 10 high. Juicy safe right now. And to the river we go. It's a king, so the 8s are good on the first board. And now to the second board we go. The Catman looking for one of his overcards to hit. And he does end up with a flush draw and a gutter ball to Broadway. To the turn, it's a 7. To the river we go, it's a 10. And the Catman is going to take the bottom board. So they're basically just going to be chopping up the money of Daniel at this point.
One time, Juicy.
One
time, Juicy.
It runs deep and it runs wet.
You gotta say fuck it twice, like one time.
I do like it one time.
Especially when you're stuck, you gotta just rip it.
So chopping up between Juicy and the Catman. Daniel gonna have to go back to his wallet to fire a new bullet, or no, it looks like that's gonna be it for Daniel this evening. Well, Danny Boy, we wish you the very best, and we'll see.
Honestly, I would have it's like more than 15K. More than 15K.
That's sweet.
Anything under 15, I'll get the.
And the good news, he doesn't have to worry about forfeiting the knit game in any way, shape, or form. I mean, he was the first player to throw his knit button in there. So 2 players that still have their knit button in front of them. One of them is the
Wait, so Kevin gets
and the other one should be Peter.
$300 each. Oh no, more than that because.
And not as bloody as things could have been, but still a great way to kick things off. Yeah, thanks to everybody who's just joining us. Where you been? It's been a fun first few hands.
Bradley and T3.
And Brad's going to join us in number 3. Good to see another familiar face in there.
You need to think Ace Jack is top of my range already, okay?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he's not playing now. So just lock him off.
There we go. The Catman defending himself. Instead, he wanted to have the lowest VPIP at the table this evening. And when I heard that for the first time, I didn't think I could laugh any louder.
I mean, you gotta run at once. You're scared. Gentlemen's agreement.
Small pot.
Gentlemen's agreement. That's even more reason to run at once if it's small.
And going on in the main card room tonight, as well as the weekly 2K tournament, we will check in on that periodically, of course. A buy-in of $240 and a tour of $10,000.
They had a lot of outs.
Oh, correction. It is Peter and Hater that have the buttons. Juicy gonna bump it up with Kojak. Bang bang. Off suit here. And Peter, who does not want to pay this nit tax, gonna free bet, making 125 to go. Action to the Catman, who folds pocket trays. Again, this is the same Catman who a month ago said he will never fold a pocket pair pre-flop ever again. So just another thing I get to criticize him for, as Peter takes it down. Juicy folds, and
No, you're fucking lying.
Peter is going to win, or not really win. He's going to lose the nick here. And he will have to cough up the splash pot.
But I didn't know he doing it with King 4. I knew he was doing it when he had the nib play. But then it was just like, all right,
It's
You gotta
interesting
check. You need
because
more
these
data.
guys have not had a lot of opportunity to play
I know if
against
that was
Peter.
me or calling.
He's only recently started playing the 2-5 no limit games here at TCH Houston. This is the first time we've had him on the show. So again, the player that they are least familiar with comes through and avoids having to cough up the nit tax. Jack 8 suited for Hater. Has an opportunity to try to win his money back. The Catman with Kojak of his own here. Peter trays ace 10 for MF. K9, the dog for Anonymous. And now an opportunity for Hater to not only get his money back, but to take some more from everyone, as we got the Texas heads up 6 players. We'll see the flop. And good flop for Hater with a heart draw.
Check 4. Check 5.
And being said, DT connects with a 4.
Check 7, 110. Fold 8.
But a set of trays, of course, for Peter. The heavy favorite right now to take it down. And really, does he want to see more cards? The answer, at least in my mind, is no. This is definitely a raised situation for Peter. And it's got to be a good size one, too. Yes, he's going to make it 380 to go.
Fold 4.
He's going to chase probably everybody but the flush draw away, who wound up having to pay the splash pot to begin with. Oh, correction. Maybe there is no splash pot this hand. Looks like DT does still have his button. I apologize to everybody watching at home. So Hater the opportunity now to avoid losing, as he will go ahead and make the call, and we go heads up to the turn. Peter trying to avoid a heart, and now a king will rear its head. King of diamonds. Hater with 5 outs.
U.S. Open today.
Peter fading a heart.
the like final
It's like 1 minute.
oh, that's even better.
So we start reading on it? Women's tennis, yeah, I was on
Okay, we got another player.
NFL today too.
Bobby. 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 No.
All
come, come.
in moves Peter. And does Hater want to pay to draw to 5 outs?
Yeah, but yesterday's a different game. This one is.
He doesn't want to play straight.
Why?
He just doesn't like it.
And Hater lays down the draw. Peter taking it down after flopping bottom set. Beautifully played.
And then I switched to 850.
How long is the stream? We're gonna play push stream?
And really kind of playing his hand face up at that point was Hater. Easy to tell he's on a draw. Wow, we got another second. Of course, what's coming up here at TCH Houston? How about the 100K in September? All kicking off on September 18th. Ending on the 22nd. It is a $300 buy-in, a 30K starting stack, and 30-minute levels. And of course, as always, there will be a one-day 50K on the 22nd, as there always is with these 100K tournaments. So if you haven't made any plans yet, it's coming quick. Again, September 18th is our first flight of the September 100K.
Like, so, check, back to me. And then I go 11.
Couple of dogs, king 9. Peter going to play his, however.
Just got that, man.
And we got 4 players to the flop. King 10 leading the way as the flop comes. Queen high, 2 clubs. Open ender for Hater.
6 eyes.
Gutter ball for DT. A lot of catching up to do for everybody right now. King high, the best hand. So the 2 draws left to do battle. DT is going to stick around with his gutter ball. And away we go to the turn.
This is it.
9 of clubs. And looking at a chop right now. So the turn comes. It's a 4. DT comes away with it on the river. And Hater going to eject a pair of 4s. What a river indeed. DT coming away with it. And don't forget the best poker club in Houston, now open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So come on through. No matter what time of the day, we've got action for you. 213 PLO, you name it. Even the mixed game crowd has found a home here at Texas Car House.
Play that hand, it's a good board for you to just go crazy and do.
So it became 2 plus 2 6. So 18, 33. I'm just like, you're anything right there. So you guys, don't
almost.
I'm taking
No, I get it.
that price at 28.
Love me. Put 'em in.
And if that price 2,800 already, right after, right next hand, I'll pick up pieces. Like that 2 and get you.
Go.
6-5 here for Juicy in the low jack. Going to make the call. Peter. Jack Trey here. No, thank you.
Oh, someone's gonna swing. There we go.
And here comes MF with 9-7.
Go, lady.
Yeah, we saw MF with his same hand a week ago pull off a magnificent bluff, as he was the first person to relinquish his knit button just a week ago. Catman folding a face card. Maybe this is a new leaf. The Catman spending one of his 9 lives last week and putting the new one to a good start so far. We go heads up to the flop. Queen high, rainbow board, but pairing 9s is MF. A lot of catching up to do is Juicy. A mere 5% on the flop. Interesting sizing. Go fire $500 into it with not a lot to work with. I really don't see a world, I mean, any parallel universe where Juicy can make this call.
Like you said, I forgot about it. I meant to throw one can too.
Yeah. One green with the purple.
But I had bottom pair, felt like that was good. Bottom pair.
Another look at the PFR. We have more data points to work with now. Juicy and Peter doing the heavy lifting there. Let's get Bradley and Hader into the mix against the 2 newest additions to the table. We started with Danny in the 9 seat. He had an early exit
course I fell.
Trying to get the second game.
Actually, to fold to scamming in Yep, there you go. C3, 30. Call 4. Call 5. Fold 6. Fold 7. Fold 8.
Anonymous and Ace X holding. All we know is he's got the Ace of Diamonds. MF going to stick around with Jack 9.
Yeah, Frown.
And away we go. Ace on the board. 2 clubs as well. Ace 7-5.
1 check.
And Juicy with 8-6. Bradley with a pair of 7s.
Fold 4.
MF with Jack 9. Going to fold to the bet of 80.
Call C5, 80.
And with top pair, Juicy here, not much of a kicker. Does have some backdoor outs to a straight, but he is going to lay down top pair. So Bradley and Anonymous will go to war as the Jack of Spades hits the turn. And we know he's behind. The question is just how far behind. But he is going to continue to bet at it here. $200.
Call 2.
Anonymous just flatting, and to the river we go. It's another 7. Bradley with trip 7s on the river. And now value time for Bradley. Snap call, and there's the 7. Oof.
Nice answer.
How much is it? 600?
So 600 and a snap call. Anonymous. Unable to improve. Unsure as to what the kicker was to go with the ace, but
So happy when you stick 3-7.
Bradley using the river magic to his advantage this time.
Especially if you had an
17.
Thank you. Nice opening hand.
Feels like it. He's holding what other hand that he's holding. It doesn't change it.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the game, sir.
That's where you started last week. Just on fire.
Of course, these guys got a lot of opportunity to play with each other before the show started, as well as a couple other meetups. As a matter of fact, just last night, the 2-5 game, in which the Catman had voiced just how upset he was after losing to the one outer of MF, and how it was all over the social media platforms of just about every Texas Card House location and TCH Live for the entire week. He says it has changed him as a player. And so far, I believe it. Well, we've got a lot of show to go.
Let me know. And then we'll see.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. It's Thursday night, 2-5 from TCH Houston. If you haven't hit that like button already, now's the time to do so. And while you're at it, why not subscribe? Don't miss any action from any streaming Texas Card House location across the great Lone Star State.
You got mild, right, Juicy?
Yeah, we're at the same issue.
What did they give us for?
Yeah, they have it back there. Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Are you okay? Are you okay for like just everybody get to the position to shadow just 10 minutes?
Auto 10. Auto 10.
Looks like everybody's talking about the Auto 10 straddle. All right. Definitely not opposed to it. Do love the action it creates. More people with more money invested in the pot. King Queen for Anonymous now.
Yeah, that'd be great.
JJ, things are good. How are things with you, my friend? Hope your Thursday is off to a fantastic start, or end for that matter.
He doesn't play strong.
We go 3 ways to a flop here. Ace-9, King-Queen, and speaking of Ace-9, flopping top 2 is Peter.
JD, where were you yesterday? They were coming back.
I did. I put my name on the list till midnight. All the way until like 45. No.
Checks on through, and now a board pairing 6.
No. They would. Like I think they put their name on. But
Peter delaying his bet a little bit there. He is going to go for it here, $30 to see if Anonymous sticks around, tries to float something. The answer, no.
we got 2 tables.
I just kept adding my name onto the list. I was like, okay, when it opens up, it'll open up.
Of course, all the action going on with the 2-5. We also have a pretty great tournament schedule. Of course, tonight, the 10K guarantee. It's a $240 buy-in. We'll check in with that tournament in just a brief moment. We pull it up here. It is well underway. Got 22 entries so far as we are about maybe a quarter of the way through the second level. Still 2 hours and 44 minutes if you're looking to find a tournament in the Houston area. And a 10K guarantee, $240 entry. AC Doocy for Hater. He's suited in spades, and the Catman with the jiggities. Raise incoming. 140 is the number.
No cell phone on go.
MF with a suited connector, 7-8 in hearts.
I know. I just saw that. I didn't know.
And when action gets back around to Hater, we know he's a guy that does not like to be bullied out of his raises. He will defend it a great deal of the time. Thinking on the show, we've seen a percentage somewhere along the lines of 90% he will defend. And no difference here. So Hater and the Catman, heads up. And Queen, King, Trey, all hearts. Neither player holding on to a heart, but 2 overs on the board for the Catman. Every time with a pair like this, the overs show up. Not to mention the heart draw to add insult to injury. Check, check we go, and to the turn brings the 8 of spades. Hater continuing to check. The Catman at this point can take the driver's seat back after checking back the flop. No, he checks to the river they go. So if this continues to go check, check, the Catman will take this down with a pair of jacks. We'll see if Hater elects to try and take this one, though. And it wouldn't be a flush he's representing, that's for sure at this point. Check, check, and there you go. Catman with jacks.
Flop it. Yeah, 7-8.
That's true. MF would have flopped the flush. Yeah, we saw the hyper-aggressive MF a week ago. He seems to have gone back to a relatively normal state this week. But again, we still got a lot of show to go. Again, 20 hands into our action so far.
You call that he might raise again.
once you do that, I'll go all the way. Once I call, you put maybe the music a big cut. And so what 800? Medium.
And one of the friendliest faces you'll ever run into is MF. Loves to talk about just about anything. I really haven't been in a conversation with him that I haven't enjoyed having. It's very stimulating each time you talk to him, regardless of the topic. You could be talking to him about horse racing, and it'll probably be the greatest conversation about horse races you've ever had. As the Catman gonna just flat here with the moment. It's not just the gambling world. You can talk to this guy about anything.
No, I said
Bradley with queens now.
today.
3 makes it 45. 4 folds.
Gonna bump it up to 45. Anonymous battle station. 4 players to the flop, being led by queens. And he does end up flopping top set in the process. Open ender for Peter. Anonymous, though, with a lot of nothing, and he's going to take the reins. He's going to bet 200. Oh, correction, 150. Peter with his open ender. Going to stick around. And Bradley with top set. You know, he's not going anywhere. Don't want to see a raise just yet. Let's see if Anonymous is going to continue to bet for us as we go to the turn. 3 players. It's a 9. So now Anonymous with a little bit of showdown value. And away we go now. 300, 400.
12-2.
Is going to throw away the straight draw as Peter. Bradley with top set, and with the straight draw out, no way he can lose this hand. Do I punish the kid now, or do I let him bet for me again on the river? And it looks like the question has been answered. He's going to punish him now. Make it 1,000 straight to go. And we've seen Anonymous get sticky in previous streams. But he's going to lay it down this time. So takes a match to $400, and off we go to the next hand.
Good fold? I guess I'll find out.
Yeah, you'll find out on TV later.
How do you find these type of spots?
Take a look at the frequency at which our players have gone to showdown in our first 22 hands. Peter, Bradley, Hater, and the Catman. 33%. Boy, coming from the guy who claimed he was going to have the lowest BPIP on the night, that is shocking.
I tried to fuck around and I got there on the turn.
DT and MF, however, have yet to show down a hand. Of course, if you're making money and not having to show down, you're doing something right.
And 2 set. I had my little pair too. Oh my god.
He's my kryptonite today.
On the button, King 9 for Bradley. Anonymous with trays. DT 9-4 going to get the opportunity to check his option. And it's an ace-high rainbow board.
4 checks.
I haven't seen him in a long time.
6 checks.
Anonymous out front with trays
Check. 3.
as we check through the turn. 8 of clubs. Only player with a club is Anonymous. Only improves the situation for him as we go to the river now. It's a 6. Board pairing 6.
Check. All 4 check.
Check through. Wow. Trays are a monster.
Texas.
Boy, one of those rare hands on the show where nobody wanted to fight for it. And now we'll take a look at the VPIPs. The Catman so far does not have the smallest VPIP, but does have a small one. Again, a mere 29%, as opposed to, his normal VPIP range of 75 to 90%. So there is some improvement there for the Catman.
Again the other day, look, I said there.
And it's been a different kind of night for the Catman in general, and bought in for under $2,000. And if I'm not mistaken, right now he still hasn't crested the $2,000 mark just yet. And now the player with the lowest VPIP, that's Hager, as the Catman. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Opening from +1 with 9-7 suited. There's the Catman we all know and love.
I think that's why, like, the
Bradley sticks around with Queen 8.
that top set so far.
It looks like the only opposition he's going to get is from Queen 8 offsuit. So we wait for the computer to go back through here. Bradley does make the call, the Catman. Flopping a pair of 7s. And now may sense they're good as it checks through to the turn. And the Catman does get it done, taking down little small pots. Is also one of the players who's not shy about the fact that he plays a lot differently on TV than he does normally. And having played with him off stream, I can really actually attest to that. And the Catman up about $464. Juicy throwing the party right now, down about $1,200. And Bradley, then the big winner so far, one of the later entries into our show, up almost $2,000.
It's a good fold, but
25 straight. Keep going. Fold 6, fold 3.
Juicy gonna bump things up, makes it 25 to go. So we wait to see what's going on here.
125.
Raised to 125. Fold 6, fold 7, fold 8. That's 125.
Anonymous with Jack 8 suited, gonna bump it up to 125. And now Juicy is gonna make the call, and we'll go heads up. Kojak, Jack 8. And it is a 10-10-4 2-diamond flop. Again, backdoor clubs an opportunity for Anonymous. But he is just vastly overpowered right now against King Jack. A queen on the turn brings the open ender into play for Juicy. Not to mention the gutter ball it gives Anonymous. And the ace of hearts is going to seal Broadway for Juicy. And he does check Broadway. Jack high and straight announced. Way good. Boy, the other end of it, the 9, would have been catastrophic for Anonymous.
Too good at that one.
in the week of September 18th, or on the weekend, more likely, is going to be another 100K here at TCH Houston, and a grand total of 8 starting flights, including, of course, the turbo flight on the morning of day 2. $300 buy-in, 30K starting stack, and 30-minute levels. And the same 100K you know and love will be kicking off on the 18th of this month. Boy, we're coming up on that pretty quick. Seems like just Monday. As a matter of fact, it was just Monday. We had our last 50K. And the winner of that 50K actually sitting in seat number 1 right now. I remember seeing the picture on Facebook, and the first thing that came to my mind was I did not know Juicy had the patience to play tournaments. 7-5 deuce is the board, and Juicy way behind to the Cowboys of Bradley. All it's going to take is a weird look at the stack, and he'll take it down, and it looks like with that pot being pushed, it is going to bring about another dealer change, as we will say goodnight to Mr. Mike, and we will welcome Andy into the box. So while we get the transition underway, don't go anywhere. Plenty coming your way right after this. To all those who got the opportunity to visit the new TCH Social Austin, I am jealous. Looking forward to making a trip out there. And Isaac, the 9 seat, is calling my name. Isaac, come on through, brother. And to all those wondering how they can get on the list for shows in the future, or just for the action in the main card room, here's how you do it. Go ahead and scan that QR code in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, and we can add you to the list. Again, Poker Atlas is a beautiful thing, and that is how you get on the list for the shows, including tomorrow's 1-2 PLO live stream. If you didn't tune in last week, it was a lot of fun. Super excited to bring it about again this week. It will air without commentary, but it will still be a grand old time. The table talk is electric as always. MF makes the call with his suited ace, Anonymous, going nowhere after DT. Been pretty quiet up to this point. Bumps it up with King Queen off suit.
No, you can leave that one there.
And ace 6-6 on the flop. Backdoor diamonds, an opportunity for MF. Both MF and Anonymous flopping 2 pair. DT making the continuation bet, though, $100 the bet, and MF gonna pop them up here. Anonymous immediately folding top pair. And the jig is up for DT. And one of the more consistently solid players, DT. He will make the continuation bet in most obligatory cases, as so with that ace-high board. But he will not, normally that is, will not chase anything when he's behind. got a good sense for the game. But with that hand, it does draw our first hour of coverage to an end. You're watching 2-5, no limit from Texas Card House Houston. Wes Tucker keeping you company as the action unfolds. If you haven't hit that like button already, now is the time to do so. And while you're at it, why not subscribe? Don't miss any action from any streaming Texas Card House location across the great Lone Star State.
I'm not that man, I don't do man.
I gotta watch that one back in the stream.
Is that $80 the king high?
Hater with queens now in the cutoff.
No, king green.
Gonna bump it up to 40. Juicy doesn't want to stick around with a suited 6-9. Peter, Jack 8 in the big blind, says, I want to see a flop. So too does Bradley from under the gun. And we go 3 ways to the flop. 10, 5, 10.
Check. I met with resistance.
Checks over to the pre-flop aggressor who checks right back. And what a check it is that's going to give Bradley top pair now. Boy, oh boy. Missing the situation is Hater. Bradley going to make a bet of $55. And Hater going to get sticky. Get sticky with it. To the river we go. It's a king, so kings full of 10s. Value time for Bradley. What can he get paid off on here? 110 the bet. And Hater gonna throw the call. He'll show the king, and that is that. And missing a bet on the flop for sure. And king high easily gonna be pitched on a board of that texture. So you look at some of the aggression stats now. The RFI, Bradley does have the fewest data points to go with here, but he does have the highest RFI. Anonymous, the OG highest, and the Catman at 18%. Boy, I gotta tell you, this is kind of weirding me out a little bit to see the Catman with statistics this low in the aggression department. Four players to our flop here. So the flop comes 8, tray, deuce. So a pair of trays for MF. Backdoor spade draw as well. Pair of ducks for Peter. Cat is playing the long game, JJ. Absolutely. For those who know the Catman, this is very out of character. I do say I like it, as we see the knit buttons have made another appearance on the table. Again, for those who are just tuning in as well, the knit game's a little different here at TCH Houston. Instead of paying the knit tax to every player, the loser of the knit game will go ahead and splash the pot. If I'm not mistaken, the agreed upon amount is normally $200. So you do have the opportunity to win your money back should you find yourself in the unfortunate situation of losing the knit game.
70.
You can see the big red knit buttons in front of stacks. Bradley, Queen 10. And when you're running as hot as you are now, any Broadway holding looks as good as aces. MF with fives right behind him. DT makes the call with king six, and 4 players will see the flop. 8-7-4 is the board.
That's a crazy backhand too.
MF with a gutter. DT with a gutter. Peter with a gutter. And Bradley with queen high. Checks through, and the sixes end up hitting their gutter ball. Peter and DT in a good spot, but MF hitting his set. This could get bloody on the river. DT gonna raise it. We know for sure Peter is going nowhere. $890 in the middle now. And he will make the call. Well, Bradley's gone. MF needing the board to pair to take this one down. And we've seen the river work to his favor well last week. We'll see if he can find that magic again. 450 to make the call, and he does. We go to the river. MF looking for a board pair. DT and Peter have the straight. River comes, the jack of diamonds. So no river magic for MF this time. All in goes DT. And the only hand that's beating you right now is 6-9. Peter is just going to make the call. MF with a set, has to muck it, chop it up. Not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping the board would pair just to see what kind of fireworks we would get, but this works too. DT and Peter gonna chop it up.
Thank you. That's why.
Yeah, set.
Yeah, fine. The only thing I see is the stick.
Nobody got it rid of, buddy. No.
Oh my god.
I should have let you get it. I should have let you get it.
Big pot. Why didn't you?
Getting back to the topic of Juicy taking down the 50K tournament on Monday. Again, was a very solid contender the whole way. Came to final table with a good stack. Was not the chip leader, but managed to break away. Again, that affair started at 2 p.m. in the afternoon on Monday. We ended Tuesday morning about 4:15 is when Juicy was crowned the champion. Took home about 16 grand after an ICM chop, and the original first place payout was just over $19,000. And that 50K guaranteed prize pool got up to $88,000. As Hader opens here with a couple of nines in the hole. Bradley, king, queen. Anonymous will stick around with his low connector, 6-5, and we go 5 ways to the flop. 4-8-4 is the board. And Hater with 9s right now. The favorite to win the pot on the flop. See just what he can chase away here with a bet. Looks like 85 is the sizing. No, 110. Only saw 3 green chips there. But that's why we got the computer. And he will chase everybody away in the process. He's not going to show down. Oh, he does. There you go. Boy, oh boy. Andy nearly killing the hand before Hater turned it up. Again, the rules are if you don't show the hand, you cannot give the nip back to the dealer.
Andy, kill the hand.
What did I say?
Here's the Catman. Andy, kill the hand.
Nice hand, buddy.
I'm staring at it like, Andy, grab that.
That was a little bit spicy.
Hey.
What happened?
Started in the 9th season.
Take a look at the VPIPs now. The Catman is tied for the lowest VPIP. My goodness, I may need to start looking into seeing if NASA can get me to the moon to start tap dancing. Good night. Juicy gonna fold the best starting hand in poker. 7-deuce offsuit. And here we go, one of my favorite drawing hands. 10-8 suited, this time in hearts. But MF with 2 8s in the hole. Just gonna flat here. Anonymous will do the same thing with a suited king. Hater with king-queen offsuit of his own. A Catman Jack 5. Is the price too good to say no? The answer is yes. So we've got, again, 5 players to the flop, 230 in the middle pre-flop. Trey, deuce, Trey, rainbow. So MF out in front. Overs for Hater, the Catman, Bradley, and Anonymous.
115.
115 the bet from Bradley, who at this point, again, 2 overs and a backdoor heart draw. MF with 8s. Raises to 315. And folds around. So MF takes it down. And does not need to show the hand as he's already relinquished his nip button. But again, the Nick game causes some insane action as we've seen over about 1.5 years of broadcasting from TCH Houston. Boy, oh boy, there's a realization. We've been doing this show for 1.5 years now, and it has been a fun 1.5 years hanging out with you guys every Thursday night.
You can still travel.
And to all those that I've interacted with over this 1.5 years, it has been probably some of the most fun I've ever had in my broadcasting career. We're talking minor league baseball, we're talking public radio, and now doing poker live streams. This has been probably the most fun I've had. Ace 4 for the Catman. Makes the call, and away we go. It is a king high board, 2 hearts. Catman looking for a jack for Broadway. Of course, he has no idea just how far ahead ace high is at the moment. 85% favorite after airballing the flop. The turn comes. The ace. The Catman goes nowhere now. 175 the bet. The Catman playing just under 1,500. DT drawing to 3 outs. To the river we go. And that is not one of them. And DT at this point with 8 high. What do you do? Been called on 2 streets with some scary looking cards out there. 400 the bet, and now curiosity won't kill the cat, inaction will in this particular scenario. And barreling the whole way, fires the 3rd barrel. Again, it's eerie to hear the Catman this quiet, too. He can honestly be a scary player when he tries. There it is. He makes the call, and he's going to be shown a bad bluff. Aces are good for the Catman.
He made it bigger.
What a call indeed with just 1 pair. And with that, the Catman up over $2,000 for the first time tonight. And again, DT is one of those guys that does not get out of line very often. So the Catman making a ballsy call, to say the least.
I think the price was
Very
too good.
specific. When I'm not fucking around, maybe. While I'm fucking around, just fuck around the whole time.
I think the price was too good for team.
That's part of the bluff then, no?
Yeah.
I tried to find Zed map.
Can we stand one more time? Okay, 2 raises, 40.
And with Jack 9, Peter gonna bump it up. Wow. Bradley not there to look at ace queen suited. What a heartbreaker. DT with ace 8 though. Again, the knit button causing some more action. Again, you saw DT with 8 high fire. $600 at that last river. Juicy with a pocket pair of trays. Says no thank you. And 160 the bet. Not a great price to set mine.
Thank you.
But now DT is going to be able to throw his knit button back after tabling ace high.
Heads up.
Oh, it was either going to be all in or it was on the
I think I 50 is stronger now. My 50 got 300 left. Yeah, I probably posted my
3 fold.
And it was an exciting week for TCH Live. If you got a chance to catch not only the TCH Social Austin 300K final table, but how about the Poker Atlas Tour in Dallas? Their final table broadcast as well
I would do it with a jack, too.
was a fun one to watch. A-Town back in the chat. MF's River Run is no mas. Well, that is true. He was having a hell of a river run just a week ago. I mean, so much so they're still talking about it before the game started today. I mean, it has been all over Texas Card House social media. It's been all over Houston social media, the Houston location. And now DT Ace 7 gonna jam all in on Juicy, who opened with King Jack. Oh, correction, no, in the big blind with King Jack.
$8.20.
And he knows Juicy, not one of the players that's gonna. He's not gonna call wide, is the point I'm trying to get across here. So if he's opening wide, DT trying to take advantage of it. Juicy does have a good caliber of hand. He's got some stopping power. He's got some showdown value. We'll just see if we end up taking this to a run out.
Call it 8.20.
Answer is yes. So away we go. Let's see if they agree to anything. They're going to rip it. 9 high board.
Ace high.
Pair of sevens and trays with an ace. DT doubles up through Juicy.
What I thought. What it felt like. Whatever.
Well, and A-Town, you asked earlier if the seat was open. My friend, it still is. So come on through, A-Town.
She goes all the way to.
I still don't know how tennis scoring works.
It's like you gotta. So it's like every game that they play. Like game isn't like every.
And if I had a nickel for every time I heard one of these players talking about their fantasy football drafts last week, I swear I was going to flip my lid. Yes, it is right around the corner. Yes, we're all excited. Nobody cares what Yahoo has decided what your drafted team's rating is, which D- is for everybody is what I'm hearing this year. So good on you, everybody. D- for you, D- for you, D- for A-Town as well. Boy, oh boy. The flop comes King High, 2 spades, King 9-8. Both Peter and Juicy flopping top pair. Radley with a pair of 8s, and now 2 players with trip kings and what looks like could be another damn fine chop. And to the river we go. On cue, chop it up. I mean, it's going to go bet, snap, call. Oh, interesting, a check. Juicy thinking he's setting some kind of trap for Peter. 75 the bet. Interesting. Taking that long, just coming to a call, chop it up.
None of you guys get rid of the nib button.
It is true. They don't get to throw the nip button back, even if on an all-in and a call. If they decide to run it twice, it's only the top board that is good for the nit game. the lesser known facts, as now, yes, it is official. The Catman has the lowest VPIP on the table. My goodness. Never thought I'd see the day.
Cheap showdown with an ace.
But again, for everybody hanging out on Thursday night with us, again, it is good as usual. If you haven't hit that like button already, now is the time to do so. And while you're at it, why not subscribe? Don't miss any action from any streaming Texas Card House location across the Great Lone Star State.
It might still call you.
37 hands into our action tonight. Has not disappointed. Here's hoping we might see some more fireworks as the show continues.
It's 25, right?
Yeah, Charlotte's 25.
And I got the same hand, different suit.
Yeah, 25. 25 is Australian.
Ace Jack for Juicy on the button, still fighting to relinquish his nip button in the process.
You are questioning out of
In a $25 straddle, Juicy makes the call. Bradley with pocket sixes is going to stick around. Anonymous, Jack 9, and we'll go 3 ways to our flop. All diamonds 10 high. So the highest diamond is Juicy. Bradley does have the 6 of diamonds. And backdoor straight draw for Anonymous. Not too much else. Juicy going to make a bet. I think Bradley will stick around, try to float something on the turn, holding a 6 of diamonds. No, he won't. And Anonymous lays it down to Juicy. Tables the hand, and then there were 2. It is Anonymous and Peter that are still holding on to the knit button.
I should have just bet.
I'll just check.
And loser will splash the pot for $200.
No, he's not in a break him back.
Oh, is it me and him?
No, we just play it. I mean, busy. That's his fault. That's like,
Again, for those looking forward to it as much as I am, it is back. It's better than ever. It's the Friday Mayhem Super, a $10,000 guaranteed tournament for the buy-in of $25, featuring, of course, unlimited $20 rebuys. $3,500 is guaranteed to first place, so if you haven't planned on it yet, consider this the wake-up call. Every Friday at 6 p.m. at Texas Card House, Houston.
Oh my god. What's going on?
25 cents.
It's bottom 25? Yeah. You thought he was going to get squeezed through because you were away from the table.
2 raises, make it 74.
Answer, yes, Luke. Juicy did take down the Labor Day tourney. Said when I talked to him the day after, he was running pure and he was having fun. And based on the results, I've got to believe him. Jack high board, Jack 6-4, 2 diamonds. Pair of 6s for Anonymous. Hater with the Mighty Ducks is falling behind. Peter's got himself one of Hater's outs. It checks through the tray. Very interesting. It gives the
125.
open ender to Anonymous as well as the gutter ball to both Hater and Peter. $125 the bet. Hater makes the call with the gutter ball. As does Peter. To the river we go. The board pairs 4s. So when all the dust settles, they'll be taken down by the 6s of Anonymous.
banana today?
Unless Peter wants to take a stab at this. And he has to lose that knit button. If Anonymous wins this pot, then Peter is going to have to cough up the splash pot. And vice versa.
Let's see a winner.
Check through. And with that, Peter is going to lose the second round of the knit game.
Yes.
Anonymous, thankful to the poker gods for that one. And we shall see just how quickly these guys elect to start up the knit game again. But splash pot incoming from Peter.
Peter, what were you up to, buddy? What were you up to? Trying to beat that? What were you up to?
Bronze or ace high? You would have repped it, hater. All in, all yours. That was a good pot. It's like,
Yeah. Fucking $500.
yeah.
If somebody raises me off the chair, that's a jam.
MF, can you spin your cards again?
And boy, with a splash pot, waking up with kings and limping them from +1. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. The man who splashed the pot, Peter, with queens. He's gonna bump it up from the cutoff. We're waiting on the number there. It is 424. Interesting sizing. There we go. 425. That looks better. Hater with kings moves all in. Juicy with Jack 7. No, thank you. And now Peter has already put 200 in the middle before the hand started, and now is all in. Kings against queens. And a queen on the flop. Look at that. But now, let the jack hit. It can. Oh my God.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
Damn.
You
That
fucking
sums
love
it up
cheater.
perfectly. Right there.
Everybody's gonna go for it.
Oh my god. What a sponsor. Wake up the
Cooler.
Yeah, his money.
Sitting
Wakes
in
up
the
with the queen.
crunches. Man, when I saw this, I was like, dang, I had a jack.
Here's some of the fireworks we were hoping
Jack's
to
no good,
see.
buddy.
Swapping top set, only to lose the straight, going perfect.
I don't know.
God, I love this game.
Why you say deuces? How is that being shown? Deuces, I believed you.
I believe you.
That means like, oh, I don't use it. How the fuck?
Well, even Anonymous needs a break after that hand, and he wasn't even involved in it.
Let Hannah wake up on the straddle too.
He said juices, I thought he really got juices. Thing is, juices is not so bad, we lost it.
Man, give me an ace king one time.
Yeah, if ace king would have been.
So behind. Got there. Wow. That's so good. I had to wake up the
But engaging and good.
one hand.
In hand 40 of our show, and we've had some fireworks now as we check back in with the Catman.
He makes it 25.
He's going to bump it up to 25 with king, queen off suit. Peter, ace, jack now, a chance to get some of that money back. Gonna 3-bet. We're going to go up to 75. And the Catman, of course, going to stick around in true cat fashion. Flop comes 9-5 tray, 2 clubs. The Catman with the superior backdoor club draw. Checks through the flop to the turn. It's an 8. This is a good chance for the Catman to steal it. And we know that traditionally there's a lot more garbage holdings in the Catman's opening range than there are going to be in the calling range of Peter. And here we go. The Catman gonna try and steal it. 85 the bet. With ace high, Peter gonna look him up, and he is 100% right. So Peter takes it down after losing a big pot. And after that, we've got ourselves a dealer change. So we say good night to Andy, and we will welcome Miss Jess into the box. But don't you go anywhere. We're heating up here on TCH Live. Back after this.
I don't know how it works. I'm just gonna take it all.
Yeah.
I thought it was like making up for this. I don't know what I thought. I'm sorry.
I just want
No, they tricked you.
They did trick me.
They set you up.
Well, trickery announced as we continue on with the show this evening. It has been a fun one, to say the absolute least, as we kick things back off. Juicy from +1. Kojak, bang, bang. Off suit this time. Gonna bump it up to 30. Bradley, ace, queen. Just gonna make the call from the hijack. Anonymous, suited and connected, but no thank you, he says. Anonymous, suited and connected. Oh, looks like it misread there, but Anonymous, 10-9 suited, gonna 3-bet. Make it 160 to go. Juicy, who opened initially to 30. Can't really see Bradley going anywhere, but Juicy might be able to get away from this. Save himself some money should the board absolutely brick. And wow, Juicy moving all in. That'll chase Bradley away. And now Anonymous gonna make a crying fold.
see it on the stream.
You can see it on the stream.
I thought about, no, it's too big, it's too big, it's too big, it's too big.
Look at the showdown hands. And the Catman does have the lowest VPIP, surprisingly, but has the highest percentage of showing down.
Then I could just fly, you know?
Then again, I mean, if you're not playing that many hands, but you're going all the way through to showdown, it's going to be a very high percentage. He's tabled and showed down 43% of the hands he's played. That is almost unheard of for a cash game.
That's something. Oh, I mean, I'll see you on the stream.
Even more so unheard of in tournament play, but definitely rarer in the cash format. Catman, King 10. Gonna make the call. Back round to Juicy, who straddled. He'll stick around as well. So 122 in the middle, and 4 players will see the flop. 9, 6, 6 is the flop.
At Queen 10.
Queen 10?
Dominated, yeah.
Bro, why are you bluffing? You just said yourself that was all me. The board was all me.
No, but I'm
Peter going to continue with his 8-5 of spades. It'll chase away everybody up to Juicy.
Free flop. Oh, free flop. Yeah.
And chase Juicy out as well. Again, not sure when they're going to start up the third round of the Nick game.
trying to do reverse.
Rest assured, I'm sure it's going to happen relatively quickly.
I thought either like, I just don't know how you can backdoor it. I was just like,
Yeah, I would just repping like bad pair.
you tried to do the reverse of what you did yesterday
Yeah,
with
but you already had a pair.
with the pot three.
If you did have a pair, it would have worked.
Yeah, if I didn't have a pair, it would have worked.
In the stacks here, we see the Catman, the second biggest stack at just over $2,000. He's up $920 so far. DT not going to be there to play Queen 10 suited.
My kryptonite. My kryptonite today. I just want to
Bradley and Anonymous going to war again.
try harder.
King, Trey, Queen. Bradley with a heart draw. Anonymous with a blocker to said heart draw. Unhappy to see the call. He hits the flush on the turn. Bet now from Anonymous with the nut flush draw. Bradley's already there, and he makes the call. To the river we go, and Kryptonite he remains. Wow. Ace high and a flush. Way good. As Anonymous just continues to struggle against Bradley.
I was wondering, I seen it over there. I didn't know if it was live or replay.
Nice answer.
Not really.
No clue. When is the NFL
I
start?
hardly watched them all anymore.
After September after Labor Day.
They should be the first week.
Yeah.
Because college football started last week.
So I thought college football usually 3-4 games in before.
It's usually pretty close. If you played week 0, you played your second game.
Little suited gapper for Anonymous this time.
Why they call it week 0 and people play that week?
Here with Jack 7, the Catman, King 4 saying no thank you to it. Wow. You know, if the Catman played like this every week, he would probably be one of the richest players in Houston. And there's far less money on the table this week than there have been in weeks past. We go to the flop. It is King 10-6 Rainbow. Pair of sixes for Anonymous. And now how about a pair of eights for both Juicy and Bradley? As Bradley now has to contend with the flush draw of Anonymous. And Hater with Jack 7 does lay down the gutter ball to a 9. Juicy lays down the 8, and now Bradley and Anonymous heads up again. It's a tray on the river, and that means Bradley again will take down Anonymous.
Fuck, dude. I cannot win a pot, Tim. I cannot win a pot.
I mean, not with that attitude.
I know. I cannot win a pot. Ricky's my kryptonite.
I turned the world.
Man, your parts is so right now.
They're crushing me. They're crushing me.
Somewhere, someone is playing a ballad on the world's smallest violin for Anonymous. How often do you hear that in a story that you hear your friends tell after a poker tournament or even just a big cash game? I turned the world. I couldn't go anywhere. And that's how I went broke.
Wow. I'm sorry.
Been a while since we heard from DT, and he's going to raise with Ace Jack, make it 30 to go. Hater right behind him. Going to 3-bet it, make it 110 to go.
Kevin was destroying me yesterday.
And wow, DT just going to let it go without a fight. Hater gets it done.
That was so bullshit. That was the most.
And Hater, the second lowest VTIP at the table, right behind the Catman.
It was funny too because I was like talking to the.
Give the man some cheese with his wine. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Benjamin.
All right, we'll see. I put out a big bet call. River comes, put another big bet. He's like, man, like I don't see any blood. You have any bloods here? Raise. Like, what was it? 1,500?
Shadow Island, $10.
Of course I snap.
6 raises 30.
I need to soak the fuck 3.
Little 10-9 suited action for DT. Jack 10 suited or Juicy in the cutoff.
And you gave it to HB, and HB gave it back. So it worked well.
We wait for the computer to catch up here. Bradley, a suited connector of his own. MF with pocket nines. So when all the dust settles here, 4 players to the flop. And it's all spades. Ace high, all spades. MF out in front. The only player holding a black card, it just happens to be a club. There's a 4. And no change. MF in a good spot. Does elect to check it though.
He was like, no, we're definitely not dropping.
And now Juicy. Man who 3-bet pre as the board pairs duckies. Nines are good. Again, nobody's bet it so far, and now looky here. Bradley looked like he was going to. Kind of deked MF a little bit. MF checks. Really can't see anybody firing at this point. Nobody's going to buy it.
Dude, it's because I hate when people take it.
Oh, at least MF's not going to buy it.
Even in a big hand. I act pretty fast. I don't think.
Yeah, you always run it, and it just, we raise it to you.
It's less than 1 minute I make a decision. Calls either snap or shoot. Snap or nothing.
500 the bet, a massive over bet.
Kevin always has some weird lie right there.
It's going to chase Bradley's pair of 7s away.
Wow, influencing the action.
MF going to lay down the 9s. DT not going to make the call, and Juicy takes it down. And now I heard the words, Nick game. Let's get it going again. Again to everybody just joining us. Where have you been? It has been a fun night of 2-5 no limit so far. So we keep things rolling. The 3rd round of the Nick game sounds like it's about to start.
Boat? Sure?
I don't know if it was a 40 even better.
It was.
It was? Yeah. I just seen a whole shit ton of spades.
Like the Nick game, not just yet. This time it's Hater with 9s. It's going to bump it up, make it 40 to go. Bradley still running pretty hot. He's going to stick around with 5 Trey and Hearts. Anonymous with 7s. 8-6 suited for DT. And to the flop we go. 3, 4, 6. 2 clubs. Open ender for Bradley. A pair and a flush draw for DT. Hater with the overpair.
Oh, you said Bobby, though. Yeah. I thought you said.
DT gonna bump it up, makes it 260 to go. And Anonymous doing the initial betting here on the flop. Interesting fold from Hater there with 9s. MF with King Queen. But 3-5 open-ended. Bradley sticks around. King High is throwing the muck, and now the gutter ball of Anonymous. Will stick around.
Oh wow, it just parks itself. Nice trick, nice trick.
So 3 players to the turn. It's the 5. That completes the gutter ball for Anonymous, giving 2 pair to Bradley. And still the flush draw to DT. So we've got ourselves a train wreck incoming. The question is, how long will it be before the train derails? A big bet from Anonymous, $1,100. DT with a gutter ball and a flush draw, playing just about 1,200. All in goes DT. And not too much more for Anonymous to call, but now Bradley with 2 pair. What a spot for Bradley.
Oh, okay.
It's a little more.
Okay. I didn't see the black right
So we'll get a for sure count on this. But turning 2 pair, Bradley has to think, that's supposed to be my action card.
fold. I'm gonna leave it right.
Does fold 2 pair. Anonymous, snap call. We go to the river. 9 outs for DT. And he can't hit 1. So Anonymous gonna take it down with the 7 high straight.
Yeah, clubs.
2 pairs.
Boy, what a fold with turned 2 pair from Bradley. And that was probably the wettest board he could have hoped to have seen. So a little easier to fold 2 pair in retrospect, but wow. Anonymous. Maybe you whined loud enough and the poker gods finally answered one of his prayers.
Yeah.
And we take a look at the player stacks and earnings now. Anonymous, the big earner, surpassing Bradley. Juicy still throwing the party, down about 1,500.
You want reds too?
And now DT, after that last hand, finds Ace King. Reloaded for another 1,500, and Hater right behind him with Kojak. Nine, 6, 6 is the flop. Easy C bet for DT. And with King High, Hater drawing to only 2 outs. Those are the 2 remaining jacks he can hit. Turn comes 7 of hearts. Checks through to the river. Oh boy. It's time for some fireworks now. DT Ace King, Hater, rivering top pair as well. 125 and just a call. Wow. And the Hater we saw on the stream about 3 weeks ago would have repopped him. We'll take a quick look again. What is coming up this weekend? Of course, the Friday Mayhem Super, a 10K guaranteed tournament for the buy-in of $25, featuring, of course, unlimited $20 rebuy. With $3,500 guaranteed to first, this baby happens every Friday at 6 p.m. So come on through and start your weekend the best possible way with TCH Houston.
Not here, but in Greece.
The nines are going around like the flu at a daycare center. Nines for Peter this time. Anonymous 7-5 suited. Ace Jack suited for DT. Some back-to-back premiums. It says MF has folded, but yet we still see his hand up. So apologies to everybody who's following along at home. But Peter now facing the 3-bet of DT with nines. Going to be 400 total if he wants to see a flop. And Peter moving all in. MF did still have the hand, and now back to DT with Ace Jack suited. And 2 overs. It's a coin flip. Makes the call, and away we go.
Oh my God.
To the flop. Boy, it looks like, yep, 4-6 deuce is the flop to the turn. Now clubs are a possibility to the river. And it's trip deuces on the board for deuces full of 9.
Got me out. Sixes, I got.
That's it.
No, I can't call like that. That's why I got 6. I was so happy.
Wow, wow, wow. MF would have flopped.
I know, before that.
Yeah, would have flopped.
I mean, he has to squeeze.
He set his sixes, turned sixes full. Would have had everybody dead to rights. Instead, DT goes, no, not quite felt. I think he actually does have like $100 more behind, but we'll see just what that is in a moment as the pot is pushed the way of Peter.
That means you need to stay and play the naked.
No. Supposed to win this spot, then I stay.
That's it.
Good race. They push me out.
Take another look at what's going on with the 10K weekly tournament. We're up to 39 combatants in the action and still about an hour and a half to register. So if you're still looking for a tournament to play this evening, come on through to TCH Houston. And $240 buy-in, a $10,000 guarantee. It does draw the second hour of coverage to an end. It has been an electrifying one so far. And Wes Tucker keeping you company throughout tonight's frivolities. If you haven't already hit that like button, now is the time to do so. And while you're at it, why not subscribe? Don't miss any action from any streaming Texas Card House location across the great Lone Star State. As Bradley gonna wake up with Queens. DT, 10-8 offsuit. Looks like he wants to stick around. Bradley just flatting with queens from the low jack. Juicy with king 10.
How long until the stream's over? So long as I'm not on.
2 hours.
I'm sure there will be more players that will play once the stream's over.
And Juicy gonna bump it up, make it. Now partner gonna call 60. DT doing the raising, and now Bradley in an interesting spot to limp raise. There you go. Make it 260 to go. DT making the call. Juicy again with this action. Gonna fold King 10. Will Peter stick around with AC Ducey? Answer is no. So away we go. Queens against 10-8. Jack, Trey, Deuce, Rainbow Board, Hog Heaven for Bradley. Not going to get any more money out of DT post flop though, so queens are good for Bradley.
Nick game? Everybody agrees?
Should we do a bathroom break?
So after he comes back?
Yeah, I think.
Anybody else wants to go to the bathroom? Oh, so what do I do? Can I post this trial? No.
No, so there's no auto straddle.
Oh, I thought
We've just been doing it.
We changed it to.
Oh, okay, my bad. So then you just miss the blind, right?
You can buy them next or you can buy them. So I'm gonna let you know that we're gonna play this Nick game as well.
Oh, you got your mouth? Okay. Well, maybe I'll name up, so it is what it is.
When he gets here.
Alright, sorry.
Oh, my bad.
But still. No, that's me. I was focused on shadow and
Forgot about that side of the change.
Oh, so you're not posting him?
I don't know. Or should he pay for it?
They should miss blind, right?
New face going to be joining us in the 9 seat. Hopefully get a name to go with that face in just a moment, as MF has also disappeared for the evening. We wish him the very best wherever his evening takes him. We get back to it here again. Peter straddling under the gun despite not being at the table. And DT with the snowman this time.
Sorry, how much is it again? 25. 25? Thank you.
Bro, I like your hoodie. Is that like a...
Juicy going to make the call, and that's going to cause the straddle of Peter to be folded. And off we go, heads up.
It's like different.
Queen 6-6 is the board. Bet from DT, me 30, and Juicy gonna stick around as we go to the turn.
That's very true. I haven't seen a bluff from Tim.
Now 2 pair, queens and 6s on the board. Queens and 8s, the hand of DT. Juicy with king high.
Why, Tim? Why?
Check, check, and to the river we go. It's the 5 of spades. So Juicy with king high, a superior 2 pair for DT, and DT gonna make the call of 60. Table 2 pair, king high, no good for Juicy.
So the Nick game will start when he's back. Green chips.
Like Juicy gonna take a quick breather after that hand, and it sounds like as soon as he comes back, we're gonna get our 3rd installment of the Nick game this evening.
Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow again. Goodbye. I shall return.
Bro, there's used to be this, Tim, this like other old Asian dude that used to come like in the morning all the time. I forgot what his name is. He would wear like a suit.
Oh,
Right? Yeah, Jack. What happened to him? Is he banned? Like he quit or what? What is it?
10.
Dude, I remember the. Yeah.
Wait, is this 30?
30?
Yep.
Both Bradley and the Catman flopping an ace. Backdoor hearts for Anonymous. Catman bet. Bradley calls. Anonymous out of there, and heads up we go. Now the 10 of diamonds will hit the turn, and Bradley with 19 outs. The 7 of clubs, however, is not one of them. Bradley gonna bet the river. The Catman with the superior ace is gonna make the call, and he will take the pot. The Catman moving slowly but surely as he continues to chip up.
Alright, nickname?
No, we're still waiting.
And still waiting on the name of the gentleman who is occupying the 9 seat now.
Play it.
It looks like now that Juicy is back, we will get the Nick game going. Or perhaps when Peter gets back is when the Nick game is going to start.
Don't remind Tim, please.
It's going to be Conrad joining us in the 9 seat. We wish him the very best of luck, of course, as DT will start us off this hand. Little absolute nothing holding as the nip buttons are going out now.
Game's not now, though, right?
Conrad with ace-9 off suit.
25? It is a very
Anonymous ace-10 off suit as Conrad completely dominated as we go to the flop.
Just distributing the buttons.
It's a queen high board, rainbow board at that, but Conrad gonna bet it. Quick call from Anonymous, looking for a king for Broadway. And now the 9, Conrad moves ahead with a pair of 9s. Check, here comes a 7. And check, check again, and a pair of 9s is all it's gonna take.
Alright, so now we're playing Nick game?
Yeah.
Do you know the rules of Nick game?
Not tell anybody and penalty 200.
So Conrad on his first hand avoids paying the nit tax. So welcome to the table, sir. And now our remaining 7 players will do their best to not be deemed the loser of our 3rd installment of the Nick game this evening.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes. Right?
They were like, oh, no 1-3. Maybe you should play 5. They got me.
Peter back from his little walk, and he's got himself a suited premium ace jack of clubs. And he is heads up with DT, only 9-8. Does end up drilling top pair, top kicker. Gutter ball to a 7 for DT. Yeah, looks like Anonymous still has a hand as well. Unclear as to
I can put it back.
what the holding is.
I want us to be both on the 8.
But now, top 2 for Peter. Does check it, and to the river we go. It's a 9. DT ends up with a pair of 9s on the end of things. And now Peter with top 2. It's time for some value, my friend. There is said value. It will chase the mystery holding of Anonymous away, and now DT, who rivered a pair of 9s. Is he going to get sticky? Keep him honest, maybe? And yes, the knit game doing what the knit game does. Peter will take it down, and he will throw his knit button back to Jess.
Oh, start with Nick again.
Take a look now at players, stacks, and earnings. Peter up 1,900 now. He's the top earner. The biggest stack, however, is Anonymous. He's up 1,500 on the night himself. Meanwhile, now it's DT throwing the party, down almost $3,500.
It's up.
Boy, Houston's favorite knit, the Catman, making it 30 to go under the gun with a natural 9. Five players, and does flop a flush draw. And Bradley, the only other player holding a heart. And the Catman gonna continue. Goes with a sizing of 100. Chases the other heart away, and Hader. Looks like DT's still in the hand too. With King 5. There we go. Okay, there is another heart in the hand. And now he's got Trip Kings. So the Catman up against it here. Needs to catch a heart that does not pair the board. DT does have a heart blocker. The Catman betting big, 225. All in goes DT. And now the Catman with a flush draw has 3 outs. Does lay it down. And DT is going to show him that he made a good fold. Well, the 9 of hearts would have been an utter catastrophe.
Tim would say I like how you play. I like how you play.
Malvolio or call?
Tim's being disciplined.
Ace 10 under the gun for Conrad. You're going to bump it up to 30. Anonymous sticks around with a suited king. DT. Little suited wheel draw there. 52. Hader with King Trey. Is he priced in at this point? No, he's not. He's going to bump it up. And Hader does have a tighter table image than he usually does. He'll chase away the Catman. All the way back around to DT, who will fold it as well, and they'll show him the bad news. He'll salt the wound a little bit. Hader able to release the knit button. And with that, we've got another dealer change as we say goodnight to Miss Jess and welcome Corey into the box. So we shall step away, but don't go anywhere. More coming your way on TCH Live. So hand 58 of our show coming your way now as Corey has pushed into the table. We are well into the knit game as well. We've seen 3 players get rid of the knit button so far, with 4 still to do so themselves. And loser of the knit game is going to splash the pot for $200. It's a beautiful thing. You lose the knit game and you still have a chance to earn your money back.
Beat him 2-0 too. Holy shit.
Three fold, 2 folds, 3 calls 20, 5 calls.
I mean, the Americans, even on the men's side.
Ace 9 for Anonymous. Got a flat, so 2 will DT with 7-5. Conrad, King 10. And he's going to bump things up a little bit here. Going to make it 135 to go. Juicy with 4 tray and the knit button. Gonna stick around. Bradley, King 8 and a knit button. Think at this point he's gonna stick around too. No! Decides he has been priced out. Anonymous going nowhere, however. And DT at this point priced in, so 4 players will see the flop. 567 in the middle. The King Deuce 8 board. So Bradley, after folding what would have been top 2, gotta be kicking himself now. Conrad with top pair. King 10. Backdoor spade draws for both Anonymous and DT, but Conrad takes it down.
Oh my god, that would have been nasty. That would have been nasty.
Wow, it's easy when you flop it.
With the way you've been running, I would have called.
What I didn't want to do is put, what was it, 160 or 140 out there, and then one of y'all jam, and then fucking throw it. I can't call nothing else.
I thought about it.
I wish you had, but save me 100.
I was over.
Yeah, keep it.
I didn't have the balls to do it.
Two folds, 3 calls 10, 5 folds, 6 raises to 50.
Ace 10 for DT now on the cutoff. He's going to bump it up, make it 50 to go. Hater right behind him. King 6, no thank you. The Catman going to fold his holding as well. But looky here, Conrad with 10s, just going to flat. Juicy with 5s from the straddle. He is going to flat as well. Bradley with his ace 4. Looks like he'll stick around too. The flop comes 7-6 tray. 7 high board. gutter ball for Juicy. Conrad, the overpair. Gutter ball for Bradley as well, should Juicy hit his set. Boy, this board has a little something for everybody except for DT. And away we go. It's a tray, board pairing trays. So 10 still good at the moment. We'll see if Juicy elects to do anything. No, but DT, who's been the aggressor, is going to fire again. $350 the bet. And here comes Conrad making the call. Juicy at this point with fives. It's an interesting spot. Can still catch a 4 for a straight. And DT's range from the cutoff really doesn't contain too many 7X holdings, let alone 6X, but Juicy does make the fold. And now to the river we go. Needs an ace and cannot connect with it. So Conrad gonna bet for some value. He moves all in. So DT with ace high. And neither of these players has the knit button, so no need to think he'd be doing something drastic with an ace high holding of his own. But Conrad takes it down. He'll show him one, won't show the other. So Conrad continuing to heat up after coming into the table not 4 hands ago.
10-9 would be interesting. Disgusting. 10-9 would be fucking disgusting. We'll find out on the stream.
Double straddle, that's 20.
Anonymous with 9's going to bump things up to 80. Conrad behind them with queens. And the Catman making the call with King 5 suited. We got something brewing here. Juicy going to fold AC Deucey.
52.
No, Juicy going to call AC Deucey. Wow. I say, I don't see cards in front of him. Are we sure about this? There we go. Anonymous going to make the call. The Catman going to fold the option, and off we go to the flop. 6-7-7. Both players with overpairs. It's time for some fireworks. No, it goes check, check. Now here comes Conrad. Bet sizing looks to be about 400. And there's a call from Anonymous. Anonymous thinking he's springing a trap, and now a deuce on the river. Let's see some fireworks. The bet looks to be 1,000. Snap, call, and of course, wow, wow, wow. Conrad gets it done with queens. To answer your question, A-Town, yes, I do believe there is more than 1,300 in front of Juicy. See what we can do about fixing that. Appreciate the catch there, A-Town.
Give me a call, please. Appreciate you. 6 raises to 60. 7 calls. 8 calls, 6 calls.
Boy, right after Queens, Conrad with jacks on the button.
9 raises.
DT raising with a suited ace, the Catman 4 deuce suited, and now Conrad 3-betting to 300, Juicy with ace jack. As well as the knit button, we saw him jam ace jack with almost no action in front of him a week ago during the knit game. We'll see if we get a repeat performance. No, he folds this time.
4, 5,
Action back to DT now, who moves all in with his ace high. The Catman folds and now up against jacks. King high board to the turn, a 10 to the river, a queen, and Conrad with jacks winds up with a straight. And DT goes felt again. Wow, wow, wow.
Running so pure.
DT gonna reach back into the wallet. Will fire another bullet, it looks like. But yes, absolutely, JJ. Conrad came to win.
I know. I just doesn't give me hands.
Is that like that? 1500.
1500.
And I had to raise because I knew that he's going on.
You get 10. 6 folds.
Black's fine. All black.
7 calls for me. 8 raises to 49 folds.
So Hader gonna stick around. The Catman with a suited King 9. Gonna bump the action. Juicy ace queen suited on the button.
Yeah, that's yours. One of the beautiful 250.
1 raises 250.
Clear service, please.
Dang, A-Town providing a little background into Conrad. I've never seen Conrad lose. Wow. Took A-Town for 2K on Tuesday. Dang.
7 folds.
And now the Catman with King 9. What to do, what to do. Both these players still holding on to their knit buttons. The Catman will stick around, and we go to a flop. And the Catman has himself a pretty good looking flush draw. 11 outs for the Catman. Ace high out in front right now. The Catman playing just about 1,500. All in goes Juicy. And the Catman, simply too much hand to fold, makes the call.
8 calls.
To the turn we go. A jack, river, a 4, and with that ace high is good. The Catman goes felt.
Would have been good.
Everyone's going crazy now.
Boy, oh boy.
Juicy with the jam with his high. 10 calls with the draw.
Turn, Rick. River, Rick.
Boy, Anonymous's impression of me is just not as electric as it can be. Gotta say, JJ, I'm getting hungry looking at it too.
Not, buddy. What'd you do?
I might stop by and grab something on my way out.
7 folds. 8 folds.
It's like the Catman reaching into his pocket, pulls out a few yellow chips. The yellow chips are worth $1,000 a piece. So that's more of a usual Catman buy-in. Comes in for about $6 grand now.
Calls 45. 6 calls 45.
Yeah, I think you throw left.
DT with 7's gonna flat.
2 juice. 45. One calls 45.
Queen, queen, jack, 2 clubs. Bradley flopping trip queens.
3 bets, 6 5 folds, 6 folds. 1 fold.
Just get crazy there, man. Give me that thing back.
Don't say anything.
Who's this? Go here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Some confusion there. I don't know if he showed the hand. He showed 1 card. We'll see what the ruling is there on the Nick
How
game.
much are you playing, juice? I'm stuck now, too.
I'm
super
stuck.
Dude, it's super stuck.
I'm like,
The
I
chips
think
are over there.
I'm like even now.
You're even?
I'm like 500 away from even.
I'm like down 500 too.
I don't Connor and Bradley's up there.
Yeah.
8 calls.
Yeah, I'm
2.
down 500. I was up like 3K. Up 3K, back to even, up again, down 500.
Yeah, I shipped them.
You shipped it to me like the second half.
2 folds. 3 raises to 45.
Oh, looks like we ordered the same stuff. Where'd you get that?
Calls,
Bangkok.
6,
Oh, no, we
7
Trinity.
folds.
Trinity,
Yeah, let's go check
It's
it out.
45 by the way.
Yeah.
It's 45 right?
Yeah, is that over 8 rounds? Yeah.
Would wait about 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Where's this at? Bangkok.
It's
3
I
players.
think it's off. Where's
Oh, okay.
5 chips. 8 chips. 3 bets, 50. 5 and 8 folds.
Jack 9 suited for Anonymous, but Bradley will take it down.
Now I get rid of.
And now he can get rid of the nip button. Again, he did not show the entire hand. He showed 1 card, the last pot he drawn. So he's got to show them both to win the Nick game.
Shadow?
And again, it is not the dealer's job to remind you to show your hand either. It is all you, my friend.
To 100.
Take a look here again. DT throwing the party tonight down 4,500. Conrad up $4 grand on his short appearance so far.
Shadow's 100.
Okay, 100 scared him.
No, I'm waiting for the net thing.
All in?
Ah!
Oh boy, all in goes Anonymous. No, not Anonymous. That's DT moving all in.
9, 1.
With Ace 5, Hater. With Jack 4, the Catman. With the nip button and 6-4. And now the Catman playing with a Catman-sized stack. We may see a Catman-type call here with absolute rags. Yeah, there's the look he gives me. That means he's going to do it. Oh my goodness, here we go. You know, when he looks directly through the camera to me, it's going to happen. And he flops 2 6s. Are you kidding me? 6s full of kings.
What the fuck?
My God.
What
The
the fuck?
cat man
He's no longer
doing
tilted now.
and thing.
Bro,
Back where he
is Tim
belongs.
Robbie? Is Tim Robbie? Is Tim Robbie?
You are the one who can be fucking.
Bro, I was playing my high.
Bro, is Tim Robbie or something?
Yeah, you got me high. You transferred the energy to me.
You gotta admit though, if there's any call to get rid of a knit button,
Yeah.
hit that one.
Yeah, oh my god.
Bye, guys. I'll see y'all later.
Tim Robbie fucking dog.
Boy, oh boy. There's the cat man.
That's a Robbie. We gotta investigate that.
Robbie.
We gotta investigate that.
I was trying to play good poker and fucking Kevin just choked me up or whatever.
Good poker, if you had a draw, you call it all in. You're trying to fuck me up.
Well, there you go. The cat man tries to play like everybody else. Here's what happens.
This is something I know
Yeah,
I
with
saw.
that,
This
looks
is
like-
something
Into the fluorescent luminescence of the main card room. He's had enough for one night, it appears. And really can't blame him. Down about $6,000 now on the night. That's the game, though. We'll see him again next week, of course. Wish you the very best of luck wherever you end up tonight, DT.
Bro, Tim's a Robbie. Oh, he's Robbie, bro. We gotta investigate that call. We gotta investigate. Investigation.
Don't feel no vibration.
8 checks. 10 checks. Three bets, 175. 5 calls, 175. Two falls. Eight checks. 3 checks. 5 checks. 8 checks. That's 475.
And check in here, the cat man facing a bet of 475 for the missed gutter ball on the river. The cat man with top pair. Checks one more time and makes the call, and he is way good. And the cat man continuing to run things up after losing the short stack he bought in with. As more than broken even, he's in profit land now. Jedi Master Ted, as I live and breathe. Been a while, my friend. Hope everything is well, brother. Been a fun Thursday night game as usual. Lots of action, lots of rough beats, and a lot of money being passed back and forth between our colorful cast of characters here.
Isn't it the best?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the splash.
If you haven't already hit that like button, now is the time to do so. And while you're at it, why not subscribe? Don't miss any action from any streaming Texas Card House location across the Great Lone Star State.
Just stay with your ace queen crap, okay? Just stay with your ace queen crap.
It worked, though. Better than bluff with king high and shit.
Definitely so, Jedi Master Ted. Definitely so. Been seeing all kinds of awesome stuff going on out there. Didn't get a chance to go to the grand opening as some stuff back here in H-Town required my immediate attention. But definitely looking forward to visiting very, very soon. Keep getting all the messages from Fireman Scott asking where I'm at, and unfortunately, I have to just tell him life got in the way this time, but I will see it very soon.
What do you gotta do? I was supplying, right?
Anonymous with Killjack. Dead even. All right, well, here's the night you turn it into profit, Jedi Master Ted. From my mouth to God's ears, I got your back, brother. So wheel draw for Bradley can also pick up an ace. Anonymous ahead with a king and does hit the wheel on the turn. Anonymous drawing dead, and he's going to fire 250 at it. Bradley with the wheel has been Anonymous's nemesis all night and raises him to 700. Martin, 625. I apologize. Looked like a black chip from my point of view there, but away we go now. Drawing dead to the river. Board pairs trays. Check, check. The wheel is way good.
Oh my god, fuck, dude. 3 outs.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Jay, we're always looking for players on live stream, my friend. And for those wondering how to get on the list to be on the show or on any game at Texas Card House Houston, here's how you do it. Go ahead, scan that QR code in the bottom right-hand corner, and we'll get you on the list, whether it's for our Thursday night show, our Friday PLO streams, or for our Sunday Fun Day 1-2 No Limit. We got y'all. Just scan that QR code now.
You're 6-7, but I guess like ace deuce and 6-7
Yep, come on by, Jay. We're going to be on air for about another hour and 15 minutes tonight. You can come on. Before then, we'd love to have you on the show. If not, we'll get you on a future show, my friend. Absolutely. And just because the cameras stop rolling does not mean this game isn't going to persist. These guys are going to play well into the wee hours of the morning tomorrow.
9 folds, 1 fold.
You know, when I come in for my floor shift at 6 a.m. sometimes, these guys are still on the main stage, still jawing at each other just like the cameras are rolling. As Bradley picks up queens here. Under the gun, taking a big chunk of change from Anonymous. Not one hand to go. He's got a 3-bet to 85. Peter will stick around with his low connector. And the board comes 10, 10, deuce, 2 hearts. Bet and quick fold as Peter's going to go no further with 6 high.
I was like, I know they're not going to give me a fucking walk with queen.
Thought for a second we had a new player, but no, just checking in, seeing what's going on to Peter. And the beauty of the studio is that it's right off of the main card room floor. So anybody can pretty much watch. I mean, you can see the 1-2 No Limit game going right behind the studio opening there.
Nine raises to 55. 3 calls, 5 folds.
Kojak, bang, bang for Bradley this time. The hand after Queens, and he does pick up a gutter ball to Broadway on an ace, queen, queen board. 2 spades.
9 bets, 80.
And Bradley still with the best of it. Conrad fires. See if Bradley sticks around, tries to float Broadway. No, he does not.
C5's adding on 4,000.
Conrad will get the job done.
Buttons in C2. Five's adding 1,000.
And here comes the Catman, limping ace king. Phony in the chat. Happy Thirsty Thursday to you. Hit that like button indeed. And have a great week. My friend, what a message. A much appreciated message. Always good to hear from you, Phony.
Yeah. My kryptonite today.
And the Catman now, the limp raise with ace king, going to make it 3:30 to go. Action now to Bradley with 10s. He and the Catman are flipping right now.
I'm in for a lot.
He will make the call, and away we go. It is a jack high board. You know, Phony, it's been a great game, my friend. It's been more of a consistent game tonight for sure. We saw the Catman do some things the Catman's never done before. You know, try to play the game from a GTO standpoint, which was pretty incredible. Didn't wind up panning out for him in the end, but it was still a lot of fun to watch. The Catman now facing the check from Bradley. 2 overs to the board. He can hit a 10 for Broadway. A 10 would also give Bradley a set. That'd be a sick way to go. So we go to the river. It's the tray of clubs. And with the Catman failing to barrel that turn, I doubt Bradley gets away from 10s in this case. He'll bet it. Catman snap fold, and that'll do it. Caleb, be talking about the Austin live stream?
You are low on time, so you have about 2 minutes left.
2 minutes.
We do stream from Austin on the same channel. Absolutely. I hear you, Phony. I hear you. I tell you, they made a small little video of some of the best hands from the show last week. And the active record of the real big action hands. So I assume we're going to get one for this show as well. Of course, would love to see some action from the other streaming locations, you know, put together a best hands of the week thing. I'd love to see something like that. Absolutely, Caleb. For sure. We got some Austin action coming your way relatively soon. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow night is actually going to be Rio Grande Valley, but come early next week, Sunday, Monday, look forward to some more Austin action in a brand new studio. And it is a pretty looking studio, if I do say so myself.
10 of diamonds.
10 of diamonds exposed.
Deuce of spades on the turn. Juicy out in front of Anonymous right now, who's got a wheel draw to his name now. 5 outs for Anonymous, including those trays. Juicy gonna bet it, and Anonymous decides that the times are not worth chasing anymore. Juicy takes it down.
You beat that on me, and you give it to me.
Got a double shot of the 20. And seat 1. 2 folds, 3 folds, 5 folds, 7 calls from me, 8 calls from me, 9 folds. One checks. Seven checks. 8 checks.
Of course, you're looking for some higher stakes Austin action. You can always check out the Wednesday night 5-5 game. Always lots of fun to check in, see how they're going out there. Of course, don't miss the big game in Dallas every week as well. Tons of fun to watch that one. Picking up a gunner ball is Juicy to go with his flush draw. Not to mention the pair of kings. The Catman, little catching up to do. He is open-ended.
One bets 150. One bets 150.
150 is the bet. Catman sticks around, and we go to the river. An 8 on the turn, or on the river, and that's going to give 2 pair to the Catman. Better 2 pair to Juicy, however. Bet, quick fold. Juicy takes it down.
Come up. Alright, guys. Thumbs up, Phoenix. That's my time.
And with that, we're going to have ourselves another dealer change. We say goodnight to Corey and welcome Michael into the box. So while we get the change underway, we shall step away once again, but don't go anywhere. Plenty more action from Houston right after this. So Mike comes in, and he will take us through the next bit of our show here. We take a look at the aggression statistics again. The pre-flop raising has been done mainly by Conrad since he sat down at the table. He has sat down, taken the reins, and has refused to let up ever since doing so. And it looks like we're going to have a new face joining us in seat number 6 as well. We'll get a name to go with that face in just a moment. Oh my goodness, Smudge is in the chat. How is it going, my friend? Hope your Thursday is treating you well, brother.
I was on the star right there. That's a reader.
It's going to be Cal joining us. We got about another hour in the stream, Smudge. So to the flop we go. 3 players. How's the Catman doing? The Catman is up a couple of grand, Smudge. Catman is up a couple of grand. And yes, that is our friend Raleigh, the floor manager here at Texas Card House now. As soon as I can, Smudge, we'll get those cumulative winnings up for you. Of course, it's not at my control. Everything you're seeing here happened about 15 minutes ago. So I got to wait until the computer shows it to us, but I will definitely point it out as soon as it comes to fruition. Smudge, it has been a minute since I've seen you on any of the streams, brother. We got to talk about this. Your celebrity is starting to wear down a little bit. We got a 1-2 PLO stream going tomorrow night. He's calling out Spencer. Little does he know, Danny's helping me out tonight in the next room over, taking care of the action track and doing a fantastic job as always. And here comes the Catman with ace 10 of spades. On the button. Gonna bump it up to 150. So we start another round of the knit game. You can see the red knit buttons in front of everyone. Juicy, Kojak, bang, bang, suited in hearts this time. And Juicy gonna 3-bet here with King Jack suited. 550. All right, Smudge. You know, I'll take it at face value, but I'm gonna believe it when I see it, brother. I'm Josh and you, hombre. Looking forward to having you back on the show. So the Catman with ace 10, the first hand of this round of the knit game. And the Catman goes nowhere. We're going to see a flop. Heads up. It's a 6-5-5 board. Both players with backdoor flush draws. And a continuation bet here from Juicy is almost mandatory. See what sizing he goes for. 1152 in the middle. Goes for 500. Just under a half pot size bet. And the Catman with ace high, backdoor spades. He's ahead for the moment. And he does let it go. So Juicy gets it through. Again, table image playing a huge key of success for Juicy. Yeah, another one of those players that really doesn't get out of line too often. So we check in with player VPIP. Again, the Catman initially told me when the stream started he wanted to have the lowest VPIP at the table. He's still down there, but it has rapidly increased from the 23% it was about an hour ago. That does conclude the third hour of coverage of our 2 5 No Limit Thursday night action from TCH Houston. It's Wes Tucker keeping you company throughout the frivolities of the evening. Yes, Smudge, I encourage it. Everybody needs to be calling the Catman a nit for at least the next week.
King's Bluff, not
If you haven't hit that like button already, why not? And while you're at it, why not subscribe? Don't miss any action from any streaming Texas Card House location across the great Lone Star State. If I can play devil's advocate for you, Smudge, sure, peel one more. The King of Spades comes out. Now the Catman's locked into the nut flush draw. Can go real south real quick. Do you think it was a interesting spot? I think it was a great bet by Juicy. I think it's the right move in retrospect for the Catman. Of course, hindsight's 2020. We can see what the players are holding in real time. They can't. And Conrad gets to throw his nit button away next. So 2 down, 6 to go. Cal with the Mighty Ducks. They're not going to get any love this time, but the Catman with 8-5 offsuit going to splash around, make the call. Conrad, a suited connector. Ace-5 suited for Juicy. On the button. Looks like he's going to 3-bet, make it 2:35 to go. And now Conrad and Juicy, the last two standing. And both players have relinquished the nit button. So they know nothing is going to be influencing some kamikaze-like moves. So we go heads up to the flop. And it is a Queen 7 tray board. Everybody misses everything. Conrad with 6 outs, but Juicy going to maintain the line of aggression. And Conrad will fold. So Juicy did have the best hand. A little bit of a value bluff, so to speak. But he has been playing well. It's been a hell of a week for the kid, that's for sure. And now a hater waking up under the gun +1 with ace king offsuit. Just going flat here, kind of taking a page out of the Catman's book. The Catman did so unsuccessfully, wound up in a coin flip. He didn't win. Bradley with Queen Jack in the small blind. Looks like he's going to start this party. Make it 60 to go. Action back now to Hater with ace king. Q limp raise. Yes, sir. Make it 360 to go. It's going to chase everyone back to anonymous. Does find the fold. Cal does so as well. So the limp raise works to perfection this time. Doesn't need to show the hand. He's already lost the nip button. We take a look now at player stacks and earnings. The Catman up $500 after the hand in which he bluffed a lot. Well, bluffed a lot off, that is. Anonymous. Now the biggest owner on the party, down $1,800. Conrad up almost $4 grand.
Let me get your number. Y'all said it's going till 9:30. Well, it's going to be after. Yeah. Yeah, if you just let me know. Yeah. I'll get my phone out.
Stay open.
Yeah. I just have to go to the box. Can I get a Love Street? Is that what you have on tap?
2, 5,
10.
Oh my goodness, is this an RJ sighting?
No.
The Catman with ace jack of diamonds.
No, this is better. That's serious. You guys see those there? Yeah. Let's see.
Peter with Queen 8 in clubs. Is that better, Smudge? So we go 3 players to the flop this time. Ace Jack for the Catman. He does drill an ace. Backdoor heart draw for Hater. Left the Catman with the nip button. Don't really think he's going to slow play this at all.
I just saved her from doxing the number.
Hater will throw it away, and now the Catman with a 97% chance to win this hand. So we go to the turn. It's the 9 of clubs, and that seals it for the Catman. Peter checks it, and to the river we go. The mighty deuce. The inconsequential deuce. And the Catman will bet $325. Yeah, with Queen high, Peter considering making this call to keep him honest with the nip button. Yes, there's the call, and now the Catman will table the ace.
You call me with queen high? Oh my god, I wish you were good. I wish you were good.
Anonymous, I wish you were good. Wow.
Yesterday, I'll tell you that. I make a 8 high bluff, triple barrel.
Damn.
Game 2. Of course not. What the fuck? He called me with 10 high.
No way. Who?
One of the players.
No way.
He called me down with 10 high.
No fucking way.
I'm like, you're good. 8 high. 10 high.
Damn.
I'm like, that's very disrespectful. That's very disrespectful. I do make that type of bluff though.
But I guess the 10, whatever, it was connected to interactive with the board. That continued, right?
Yeah, it kind of depends. I mean, well, I 3-bet free and then just triple bet.
Here we go. We've been waiting a while to hear from Cal, and now he's got kings. Gonna make it 45 to go. Hater right behind him with ace 4. The Catman with king 9. Boy, oh boy. Off we go. 4 players to the flop. 10-8 deuce. Little rainbow board action. And Cal, absolute monster right now, will chase away both the Catman and Hater, as well as Peter. So Cal able to throw the knit button in after tabling the Cowboys.
I know, it's after the stream now.
Yeah, wait till you end and they jump in right away. Jerry doesn't care. Jerry's playing Jeffrey.
And there's another guy, some of the rest are older guy. He said he'll be interested after this.
We are at that point of the evening. I do want to throw a few special thank yous out there, of course, to our executive producer, David Lagana, taking care of TCH Live as best as it can be. Beautifully done as always, sir. I want to throw a big thank you out there, of course, to the man, myth, and legend, Danny, taking care of the action tracking this evening. Doing a fantastic job as always. And, of course, the staff here at TCH Houston. Can't do a show like this without the best in the business. Hater with 4s, just going to limp him from the small blind. And Kojak, bang, bang, suited for the Catman. Going to bump it up to 45. Conrad, a suited connector. And now Hater will stick around. We'll go 3 ways to the flop here.
Great play.
Seven deuce deuce. So Hater out in front right now with 2 pair. The Catman 2 overs. Conrad got himself a little catching up to do.
Why you trying to do me like that?
Huh?
Why you trying to mess up with my OCD?
Oh, it was already messed.
Hater with what he can view as second pair, going to make the call, and away we go.
Might as well mess it up.
10 of spades on the turn. See if the Catman continues to barrel after being called on the flop. Answer is no.
Besides DT.
River brings the 7, so now 7s and ducks. King high for the Catman, 7s and 4s for Hater. Check, check. 4s are a monster.
So he's like,
Didn't you ask him how much I'm down?
he's like 4,500 or 6K.
Or who's at the bottom of the leaderboard, Mike?
You come here to play 1-2.
No, I'm here to play 1-2, just play with him.
Will he convince you to play 1-2 with him?
Yeah, I think that way we have a game.
Every Thursday.
And it looks like we do have a new face that'll fill out the ring for us. So 9-handed we go. Bobby, this is Texas Card House, Houston, my friend.
Had some with a nick at. Oh no, no, three times. You want to get a nip button?
Yeah, start with 45.
Yeah.
Yeah, start with 45. 4, Jeffrey.
You want to get the nip or you want to wait?
Yes, sir. Streaming 3 nights a week out of TCH Houston now. The Thursday 2-5, the Friday 1-2 PLO, and don't forget about the Sunday Fun Day 1-2 No Limit. You are every now and then.
Park Boulevard. Me. Mike, I think 17.
Mr. J. There we go. Come to think of it, he did message me in the chat earlier asking if the seat was open. The answer, yes, sir. Glad to see him come through. Boy, Smudge, when I say he's action, I mean action in all caps. All right. And he's going to stick around. He's going to bump things up with Queen Deuce. Boy, Smudge, you are not lying, my friend. Nice little 3-bet with Queen Deuce offsuit, and away we go. He does end up drilling a queen here. I think the Catman needs to be careful, says Smudge. All right, man. All right. Does show the queen. We shall see.
Nick game.
You see, like the whole
No wonder why nobody said anything.
Oh, he did have to show the hand in order to relinquish the
The dealer wanted to say something.
I was like, Mike,
thought I
look
gave
at
it
me,
away.
Mike, muck that.
It's
Muck
thank you for not
that
to see anything.
Muck that hand.
You want to keep the game going.
Muck that hand. Muck it. See, like when you turned over a queen, that whole thing was silent.
There you go, man. Smudge, the Mr. J fan club in the chat tonight.
This, you should be okay, but this shit's right here. Be okay, sure.
Now I can show.
Yeah.
Easy game.
Can I get fives? Alright, I gotta put it on since you did it. Small blind juicy?
And 86 of the show this evening. So we take a look at some of the aggression statistics. Of course, Conrad right now, the most aggressive player compared to the bigger sample size of hands. Mr. J, Jeffrey, as he is on stream, does have the top spot, but he's only played 2 hands so far. So we'll see how that develops as the night goes on. Peter with 6-5 offsuit, saying no thank you, but looky here, Bradley, ace-jack suited. Jeffrey going to make the call, and away we go, as Anonymous will check the option. Go Jack 8. And 2 spades on the board. Anonymous with the flush draw. And now another Jack. Trip Jacks for Bradley. Anonymous going to bet the flush draw. And Bradley going to play right back at him. Raise him. The nemesis. The nemesis of Anonymous. And we will go heads up to the river. Looking for a spade is Anonymous. And he can't hit it. So again, Bradley just making mincemeat out of the kid in seat 5. What a masterful check from Bradley. And Anonymous gonna bet 1,100. And no way he can fold this much hand. Bradley's gonna make this call.
You got it.
And wow, again, the kid cannot beat him. Lighting $1,100 on fire while playing the board.
His run's like amazing against him.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a fair distinction. I mean, ace high was good there.
You're the 10, Jay, I think, right? 2, 5, 10? Or we switch it to 5, 10? Oh, okay. Yeah, because he was the 40 last time.
The cat man needed to take a quick little smoke break, I think, Smudge. And with that, Anonymous gonna reload, gets his stack up to about the same size of the cat man, maybe 1,000 below. But now he's on a warpath to try and get his money back.
More players.
Jack, Trey, Deuce. Top pair for Bradley. Anonymous with backdoor spades. Also got a backdoor wheel draw. Ten of hearts on the turn. It's going to change absolutely nothing. To the river we go. It's a deuce. The mighty deuce of hearts. So 2 pair. Jacks and ducks with a 10.
2 checks. 3 checks.
We'll see if Mr. J tries to steal this one. According to Smudge, he's more than capable. Yes, sir. 500. We'll see if Bradley can sniff this one out. Does pay to see it, and he's going to be happy with what he sees. The jack is good. So Mr. J, out of the kindness of his heart, giving Bradley $500. We could all use a friend like that.
I picked the wrong sheet.
Take a look at our VPIP. Jeffrey, 100%. Gotta love it. Meanwhile, the Catman back up to 35%. Again, he was at 23% not an hour and a half ago. I mean, it kind of chills me to the core to think that there's a world in which the Catman has a small VPIP. Definitely so funny. Cal is the nit tonight at 25%. I mean, it's been an action game for sure. Hey, Smudge, if it's good enough for Doyle, man, it's probably good enough for Mr. J, too.
1 second.
Turn brings the 4 of clubs into play. So now 2 pair for Mr. J. Open-ended is Conrad as we go to the river. And the board pairs 9. So now queens and 9s is the hand that will take it down. Rest in peace indeed. 2 absolute legends of the poker world. Take a look now at player stacks and earnings. Bradley, the big earner, after the last few hands, up 4,200. Conrad up 36. The Catman almost back to being up $1,000. Meanwhile, Peter up 904. Juicy up 464, and Jeffrey up $84. Anonymous still throwing the party, down 3,300 after being up almost 1,900 when the show first started. Wow. So a couple of two-pair showdowns there. Eights and aces with a king taking it down as Jay unable to improve there. Still, I expected nothing less than a bet call in that case scenario. Again, want to thank everybody who's been hanging out with us all night. It's Thursday, 2-5 no limit from Texas Card House, Houston. Yeah, and Wes Tucker keeping you company throughout tonight's action. It has been good, to say the absolute least. And if you haven't already hit that like button, now is the time to do so. And while you're at it, why not subscribe? Don't miss any action from any streaming Texas Card House location across the great Lone Star State. So you check back in with Bradley now in the cutoff with Queen 10 offsuit. Jeffrey, Queen 4. Not going anywhere. He's got his favorite hand, any two cards, at least according to Smudge. Mr. J, when you look back and listen to what I say, just remember, it was Smudge's fault. The Catman, King 7 in diamonds will stick around as well. So 4-10 in the middle and 5 players to the flop. And it's a Jack, 8 board, 2 spades. Cal with Ace 8 thunders out in front. Jeffrey with the Queen of Spades going to do the betting. Backdoor spade draw, not too much else. And Cal going to lay down Ace 8. Wow. Bradley will stick around with his gutter ball to a 9. And to the turn we go. A third Jack. Well, as of right now, Bradley got this pretty much on lock, unless you can see a card that would counterfeit the kicker. And wow, there's a big bet. 500. And Mr. J will get that one through.
You have to go all the way though. He's lead now. Yeah, it's like you gotta, it ain't gonna be cheap or free. You're committed either way.
All right, and it looks like with that, we're going to have our final dealer change of the evenings. We say goodnight to Mike and welcome Mr. Rafe into the box. So as we do that, we shall step away, but don't go anywhere. More coming right after this on TCH Live. So back to it now. Registration just about to close for the weekly 10K guarantee. It's a $240 buy-in. Starts at 6 o'clock every week on Thursday night here at TCH Houston. As a matter of fact, the registration is closed. We got 48 combatants, 22 of whom are still in the mix to see who can take home the top prize this evening. Bradley with queens again. Gonna make it 225 to go.
One for me. What's that picture?
Two raises to 1,000.
There we go. Apologies for the technical difficulties, but we're back. We're rocking. We're rolling as Bradley finds himself in a rough spot here with queens, a couple of aces on the board to boot. Peter got this board pretty much locked down. It is an awesome card room, buddy. It really is. And now Anonymous, with what he views as second pair up against it here. He's facing $650 more if he wants to make the call. We just lost our TMP. Again, apologies to everybody watching, but it looks like we got some technical difficulties here. But for those who are still tuned in, thanks for joining us this evening. Unfortunately, we're going to have to cut things short tonight, but make sure to come back next week. Again, from all of us here at TCH Live and from Texas Card House, I'm Wes Tucker. We'll see you next week.